If they never hated me before, you gon' hate me now. See,
what's going on, man? It's your big brother K Reno, and y'all are tuned in once again to another episode of the Underground Dialogue podcast, where the name speaks for itself. I'm here with my brother, Stove. Man, y'all know, man, look, we got some things that we got to tell y'all tonight because, again, the world keeps turning, and as the world turns, it's always something new that's popping off that we got to address. Yeah. But what we addressing tonight really ain't new.
That's what I'm just thinking. Yeah. It's like it's the new stuff that's happened before and happened again.
Remix. Yeah. You know, and that's what the time we are in right now, where the things that we see, they say there ain't nothing new under the sun. Yeah. So what's happening is we seeing a lot of old situations remix and re-evolve into different ways. And what we on tonight, we just talking about good old-fashioned United States of America hypocrisy.
Yeah.
The biggest, most hypocritical nation, in my opinion, in the world. I ain't never lived in another nation, so I can't speak for other ones. But if I had to take a wild guess, I would say that America is at the forefront of being one of the most hypocritical nations in the world.
Democracy of hypocrisy.
Everything. Yeah. And we're going to give a few examples tonight that will hopefully bring some light to that, where y'all, if y'all out there maybe disagreeing, because I know some of y'all out there, y'all look at America, man, how can you talk about America? This is good old red, white, and blue.
Yes. Where our homeless are obese.
Stars and stripes. He ain't lying. Stars and stripes. Yeah. We love America, man. If you don't like it, you can leave. Yeah. You can get out.
That's where you came from.
Yeah, go back to Africa. We're going to touch on all that. The hypocrisy just in that statement alone, man. So the question is, I had to think about it for us. You know what exactly is hypocrisy?
Okay.
And I didn't go to the dictionary, bro. I just set up and I said, hypocrisy is when somebody condemns somebody for something that they do themselves. So it's like, now I'm the preacher, and I'm talking about how it's wrong for preachers to steal money from the congregation, and it's wrong how y'all just milking them. You getting Rolls Royces and helicopters and fancy houses and all this. It's wrong for you to do that. And the preacher just going all in and like, you stealing all this money. Ha!
Yeah. Would I rob God?
Yeah. Would a man rob God? Ha! Your congregation is poor. Ha! But y'all got all this bread. Ha! So at the end of the day, you find out later on that he doing the same thing.
Yeah, and doing it in multiple places.
So go ahead.
Preachers are like rappers in a lot of ways, cause they got a feature price. They go to different churches. They pay that feature price. They get in there, move the crowd, and then go back home, get the front end and the back end.
I didn't think about it like that. Yeah. A lot of those cats are like, they are entertainers. I ain't say they not. I ain't gonna say they like entertainers. They are entertainers.
They are entertainers,
and they do kind of carry themselves as a business, as a career, as an artist, and you get caught up in that hypocrisy because they are not. And let me say this here, okay? I ain't talking like we sitting up here like we models of perfection and nothing like that. Nah. I'm using preachers as an example, but one thing, the only difference that I would try to throw in, and not as a justification for myself or nobody else, but just in general, I say when you are condemning somebody for behavior that you are doing yourself. Yeah. So when it comes to find out, well, hold on, man, this dude talking about, well, hey man, all y'all down there riding down on this and that.
Yeah.
Ha! I seen her walk up to your car door. Ha!
Yeah.
How'd you know? He was parked across the street at the store. You know, so I mean, that's an example of hypocrisy, just on that level, you know, and holding people to a standard, a moral standard that you don't even live up to yourself.
Exactly.
So we're gonna go deeper into the deeper levels of it when we speak about how America
Does it?
operates and how they have performed their hypocrisy ever since this nation been called a nation. So, man, I promise you, I'm so tired of talking about Kyrie Irving and these types of situations. I'm so tired of talking about it, but we got to keep going into it because it keep coming to us.
And they're great examples.
The great examples, man. Teaching tools, man. So I saw where y'all America's team.
Okay, Dallas.
America's team, the Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones. He was recently discovered in a photograph from 1957, and it wasn't no ordinary picture, bro.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It was a picture of Mr. Jerry Jones as a young,
I think it was 14, 15?
15-year-old cat, mobbed up.
I was glad you said that because I was thinking he was in the middle of a mob.
Oh yeah, you know.
Lynch mob there, but go ahead.
This ain't one of these little bootlicking news stations or sports station that's gonna try to sugarcoat or one of those stations who are advocates of racism and white supremacy that's gonna try to reword it. He was in a mob, right?
Yeah.
He was part of a mob. Now I know what y'all thinking. Y'all saying, well, man, look at the picture. He was just standing there. Have you seen the picture?
I seen the picture. Yeah, we're gonna post it up. We're gonna let them see it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all should be seeing the picture right about now.
There you go.
He just standing there. He's innocent. Let me explain something to y'all, man. He was just 14 years old. Let me explain something to y'all.
Let's go.
And I know for a fact when I say this, me and Keisto, we have not had this conversation, but I know that you're gonna agree with me. You're gonna agree when I say this.
Let's go.
When I was 14 years old, bro, I had plenty of sense, bro.
Yeah.
I knew all the wrong I did.
Yeah.
I knew that I was wrong. It was a lot of places that I went when I was 14 years old that I wasn't supposed to be at.
Yeah.
That my mama might have told me not to be at. I can remember, and all of us can remember who of age, times where our parents or different adults have said stuff like, say, boy, I better not catch you down on that corner.
Yeah.
Better not catch you down on the corner with them niggas. I'm telling you, if I catch you down on that corner, now keep in mind,
I'm going down that corner.
they ain't even told you what's down on the corner.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that they know, and now all of a sudden, you like, man, you sure don't want me to be on that corner. But guess what? If you didn't know what was down there, one of your homeboys knew what was down on that corner, right? So your boy gonna say, hey man, maybe shooting dice down there, maybe some women out there, man. They giving you all the advertisement you need that's gonna intrigue you to want to see what's down on that corner. And guess what you gonna do?
You gonna make it down that
You
corner.
gonna make it down. You gonna make it down there. Now, you 14.
Yeah.
You not oblivious. You not like not understanding or not able to comprehend why. You knew good and well what was gonna happen when you went down there. And you went down there anyway, right?
Exactly.
So, all the excuses that are being made for Jerry Jones as it relates to he was just 14, he didn't really know, he was just curious, that's a lie.
Yeah.
The racial climate in this country in 1957, bro, was at a freaking peak of hatred and tension. And I mean outward.
Yeah, that's what the different water fountains.
Right.
Yeah, different
colored restrooms and water fountains. Man,
Yeah.
this is at its apex.
Yeah.
You telling me at 14
In the South.
You
Yeah, you know.
in the South.
You know what I'm saying?
You telling me at 14 you didn't know that, bro?
Yeah.
You didn't understand where you was going? You didn't understand what they was doing down there? And if you did get, matter of fact, I'm not gonna even entertain the maybe possibly what if. I ain't gonna play that game. You knew what was going on.
Yeah.
So when they put the camera in his face last week or whenever it was, and they asked him about it, his reply was, well, yeah, that was just a young, curious boy. I just wanted to know what was going on. I'm paraphrasing. Just wanted to know what was happening and just trying to see. I was more worried about getting in trouble with my coach for being down there. Okay, what you mean getting in trouble? We just talked about what they tell you don't go down there. Come on.
Yeah, he was pushing the line.
So somebody told you not to go down there, you went down there anyway. Now when you got down there, you saw what was popping.
And stayed in the mix.
And you stayed in the mix. You know, so here's the deal. Those other boys are equivalent to, like we said with our homeboys, that they knew why they was going down there. Come on, Jerry. Let's go down there.
Because they know Jerry get down.
We're going to make sure that... And Jerry was like, in my opinion...
Hell, you ain't got to say your opinion. He's still doing it.
Well, I'm
better not
going to
know.
speak for me.
Okay.
You know, it's like, my opinion, because somebody might not agree with me and you. They like, I don't think that he... And guess what? It's going to always be some Negroes that think like that.
Some Stephen A.
You know, I don't think he... You see, and that's where I'm going. Because the past they trying to get this dude is that he was 14 years old. He wasn't a 2-month-old baby that somebody was holding in his hand. He wasn't a 2-year-old little boy that was somebody was holding his hand down where he just was like, I don't really know. You was 14, bro.
Now look at this. Well, wait, just to flip that. Say he was a black 14-year-old kid. You know what the white America did to the 14-year-old kid? That they said that's the first one on death row, wasn't he? Executed.
That's right.
14 years old.
And if you see that mug shot, man, it'll make you start crying, bro.
Yeah.
It's so sad, and I even take it because I wanted to touch on Emmett Till.
Yeah.
Which had just 1957 was 2 years after the murder of Emmett Till, which took place in 1955.
Okay.
And Emmett Till was murdered on the basis of a lie that was told by a white woman that said he whistled at her.
And how old was he?
And he was 14 or 15, something like that. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, the fact of the matter is, we were in the height of that racial climate and that racial tension in this country, and like you said, in the South. Yeah. So you cannot tell me when we live in a country that actually breeds racists from the womb, from birth. You have parents who bring their children up and basically indoctrinate them into that white supremacist racist mindset. Yeah. So you see old pictures of lynchings from 150, 200 years ago, whatever, however long ago, and you see where they have mobs out there and it's a crowd, it's an event. Who do you see in the crowd? You see little girls, 7 years old.
And what kind of sick shit is that?
Yeah, look, you see it, they smiling and
eating a picnic.
The black dude hanging, they posing, they getting a selfie in, you know. So this is a mindset that you cannot dismiss because of age. Now it goes back to what I was saying with the Sikkim dogs a few weeks ago. We were talking about how the covering of a Jerry Jones, the covering of a Brett Favre is always done by members of black media, by black people in media who were pushed out to do that. So now we get into the hypocrisy. Yeah. Because LeBron James came out and he said, hey, you know, before y'all ask me about the game, bro, I want to know why none of y'all have asked me about the Jerry Jones photo. And one cat was getting ready to come in. He's like, hold on. He was basically saying, I'm going to do the talking. I'm not even asking you this question so you can ask me about it. I'm asking the question just like what's up? Yeah. You know, rhetorical, like what's up? Yeah. But That's the hypocrisy. Now LeBron, I hope, was like doing this in a sarcastic manner, in a manner to just expose, because he was looking at it like when Kyrie was going through his thing, y'all was asking everybody who was anybody in the black community what y'all think about. Why y'all asking me about that?
Yeah.
So the answer is because we live in a nation of hypocrisy.
Thanks.
And a nation of arrogant white supremacists white supremacist elites who control every aspect of the world, that of course they gonna ask you about your brother and try to get you to condemn your brother, and then they gonna give Jerry Jones a pass. You just talked about the NFL protest a few years ago.
Exactly.
When Jerry Jones, America's team's owner, said none of my players bet
not. Yeah.
B-E-T, bet not kneel. And none of them kneeled.
That's crazy.
They followed instructions. So the answer to the question, man, is that America has always, and I don't even know how I'm gonna say this. I don't even know how you gonna feel when I say this.
Let's go.
I got to ask the question, are they even wrong for the way they cover for each other? For the way that they on code for each other? Now, we know they wrong for what they do, but am I tripping? It's like, because I would love to see black people
on code like that.
Be like, hey man, look, what you talking about? What? Huh? What? And I know what y'all think about, man. No. In-house. Whatever go down, we'll figure out a way how to deal. If one of us are in the wrong,
yeah,
bring him in the room. We'll figure out how to deal this in-house. We don't want to just blast our brother. Even if he in the wrong, even if she in the wrong, let's figure out how to meet with the sister, meet with the brother to square it out. And in the public, you not finna sway me and turn me against my people. You're not finna do it.
Like parents, like a marriage. We handle it, whatever there's need to be handled, we handle that behind closed doors, but in front, we're a unified front. And that's just how it has to happen. Man. And it's so weird because nowadays, they'll take those tokens and they'll enlighten and exciting most people just to go against you. And it's all your people.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
They just need one person to put up one point or something disparaging. And it seems like it just grows like fire.
It's a formula, bro. You hit on a good point. Like, in a true, solid family structure, if both parents is in the house, both, and they on the same page, them parents gonna say, hey, we sitting at the dinner table right now, hey, say, boy, don't talk about what happened in this house outside this house. Don't go to school telling your little friends what we talked about what we do in our house. What happened? How did the neighbor know that our lights was out? They not supposed. The neighbor knocked on the door. Hey, y'all need anything? I know y'all lights were turned up. How you know our lights was off? We ain't tell you that.
You see
but where your son put it on Facebook.
How the hell did he get the charge of the damn phone?
so that's gonna piss off any self-respecting parent.
Exactly.
Because like, hey man, look, don't do that. And that gotta be the mindset, man. Because this media shows us over and over again, just like this government shows us over and over again, that they are gonna play by their set of rules. And the set of rules that they play by, you can't play by themselves. I can't play by them. Y'all can't play by these rules. So you look, in their eyes, you look foolish to be sitting around on TV complaining about, well, why don't they do this? Why don't y'all do the same thing with that? Why don't y'all? And they sitting back like, because, nigga, this our stuff.
You see what happened with Ben Rosenberg, and you see what happened with R. Kelly. Same shit. Two different things.
Yeah, and even you know, if we want to keep it in the same field, if you want to say Ben Roethlisberger, you say Ben Roethlisberger and Deshaun. You know,
do that
same
too.
thing. You know, we keep it in the same field. See, because what they did with LeBron too, a lot of chatter was going on saying, well, they didn't ask him about Jerry Jones because that's football. He plays basketball. Kyrie plays basketball. Nah, that's not the point.
Yeah.
See, because it's bigger than what sport or what field that you're in. We're talking about the actual act itself. So if y'all want to accuse this man of being an anti-Semite or a racist or whatever, if you want to accuse him of that, we can say the same thing about Jerry Jones. It ain't got nothing to do with the sport. Yeah. So don't try to say, well, it didn't get mentioned because it's cross genres. Yeah. Nah, it ain't got nothing to do with that. Because at the end of the day, man, look, as much as we love watching basketball, watching football, watching baseball, whatever it is we love, man, we have to understand that this is what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad refers to as sport and play.
Okay.
This nation is powered and fueled by sport and play. And what is that? That's sports and this entertainment, it's dancing and singing and all the rapping and everything that we do. And that's what fuels this nation, but that is not the big picture. That's not what's important in the grand scheme.
Okay.
So all this crap where people try to put so much emphasis on who's gonna go to the Super Bowl, who's gonna win the championship, who's gonna get the grand, man, that don't mean nothing in God's eyes. That don't mean nothing in the grand scheme of life, and it don't really mean nothing in your life, even if you participate in that, because you born. You go through your phases of greatness. You done broke all the records. You done made all the money. But one day, they're going to put you in a box and it's going to be a wrap. They're going to throw some dirt over you and people going to drive off and get back to their thing.
Yeah, they're going to eat some food and keep it moving.
Shake hands and then tell a few stories about you and they're going to move on. So the key component that has to be locked into our minds is, okay, well, what am I going to leave? Okay, that has real value after I'm gone. Not the fact that I can leave my children a $300 million estate. Yeah. Not the fact that, oh well, you know what, I had a hell of a car collection, bro, and my nephew, he was into it like me. I let him have all my cars, and he got that. Oh, my wife, she's good. She got the house and no principles.
What you instilled in them.
Yeah, what did you instill in people that is gonna live on and live on and live on long after your son trick off the money that you said.
You instill these principles and they find them valuable and they instill it in theirs and it just cycles and that's when you just get what they call it, generational wealth.
Right.
But it's just a different kind of currency.
Man, bro. Yeah. First of all, bro, you don't even know how deep you just came right there. Hold on, Keisto just came super deep, bro. He just dropped something. See, all that talk about generational wealth. Yeah. We always think about money and assets. Mm-hmm. He's talking about generational wealth. Yeah. Mental food, mental riches. Yeah. Bro, that's deep, bro. That's strong, bro. That's the generational wealth that you pass down and pass down and pass down. Okay, cool. We all trying to get money and build that legacy so we can leave that legacy because it has its place. But the true legacy is the spiritual and mental wealth that we pass down through the generation. Boy, I wish I'd have thought of that, bro. I tell you what. Hey, man, look. But at the end of the day, all this belongs to them. Yeah. They stole it fair and square. So at the end of the day,
they stole it
fair and square.
They had us to build it. They called us lazy.
What's the topic we on?
Yeah.
Hypocrisy. See, and that's part of the scam is that you looking at a situation where again you are condemning somebody for something that you are guilty of, and you are holding somebody to a standard that you don't live up to. So when you're talking about the hypocrisy of this nation, right? Land was stolen from the Native Americans, around 2 billion acres of land, like 2.3 billion acres of land that was stolen from the Native American people when the Europeans came over to this country, right? And once they took over and did what they did to those people, 2.3 billion acres of land was taken and then just freely distributed among their homeboys.
Cause it was so crazy the game that they played when they did that. They came down here, they see people already on the land. Then they say, well, you don't own the land because you don't have this paper that I just came up with. And you gotta go see a judge. The judge who gave me the papers, my homeboy. And this is my homeboy, the police. And so they're gonna move you off this land, even though you was here before, but you ain't got this paper. See, it was the craziest. Because they master hustlers, master manipulators, master thieves, master murderers. So the first step was to kill the people off. You know, was to poison them, make them sick, and make them die off. And when they were not able to when that wasn't moving fast enough, what they did to the Indians, which was terrible. What they did to the Indians, they murdered off the Indians' main resource. And the Indians' main resource, the Native Americans' main resource was the buffalo. Okay? Millions and millions of buffalo roaming the land. And the Indians used every single part of the buffalo for their survival, from the hide, the teeth, the tusk, the meat that they ate, every part of the buffalo was valuable. So they thought about it, they met and they said, you know what? We kill the buffalo, we wipe out the Native Americans. And that's what they did. And once they got control of that land, all they did was divide it up among their homeboys. That's all they did. Free stolen land. So then they come to get us. Because they had to have somebody to work the land, build the land, or pick the cotton, all the different things. It was all in a cycle. And after all that's said and done, we fast forward hundreds of years. And after all that's said and done, now that very land you stole, black people, brown people, let's not forget our Latino brothers and sisters who we living on stolen land right now. We're in Mexico right now. So all that said and done, go try to get you a house, and everything may not just be in order according to what they say. Go try to get a loan, or go try to get some property. You're gonna go through hell and high water to try to accumulate things and build a way and make a way for yourself on land, all under the disguise of, well, hey man, just like you said, you ain't got your stuff in order, man, and look, man, you ain't did this, you ain't did that, you don't qualify for this, you don't qualify. What did you qualify for? What did you qualify for? You qualified for just being a thief and a murderer? So that's hypocrisy on all levels. So it started a long time ago. And then it just trickled its way down to the very things we talk about that they own now are all stemmed from the root of what they stole centuries ago. So we got to be made to understand, again, not always what is, but why it is and how we got that way. Plain and simple. Underground Dialogue Podcast, man. We ain't playing with them. We are going into America's hypocrisy. So, people, go ahead. It's funny how they give you a loan for a car. They give you a student loan, but try to go in there and get a business loan. Try and get you a loan for a house. These things they won't give you. They want you to be in certain types of debt. They give you a payday loan. Right. No problem.
Right. Yeah, because those are the things that are gonna put us in hole. You know, you got 45, 50-year-old people still in debt from student loans. You know, so they understand that. And when you do, a lot of times when a lot of us do get in houses and get the arrangement is so jacked up
Yeah.
that you end up losing it through foreclosure or some form of fashion down the line anyway because of how the terms are set up.
Yeah, 40,
you know?
40 years long.
Yeah. You know, so it's a scam, man. It's a scam, and so where's the hypocrisy in that? The hypocrisy in that is when they tell you, well, look, man, you got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and get it the way we get it. You got to get it the way we got it. You know, look at us. My father came over here from Ireland in 1932, and we started in that. Man, look, it didn't matter where your father came from.
Yeah.
He could have just got here in 1952. He was already ahead of the curve compared to where we was.
Exactly.
We had already been over here for centuries, going through what we were going through. So we got to be made to understand that history to know why the thought process is what it is. So Jerry Jones, he's gonna do what he does and say what he said. And when you look at his reply and explanation to that whole picture, that whole photograph, I promise you, it's just me. I could be wrong. I feel like it was rehearsed. And when I say,
even write it.
and when I say, when I say rehearsed, what I mean is that I feel like all these years, he knew that picture was floating.
Yeah.
I think he knew that at some point that picture could possibly resurface or surface at some point, and I think he already kind of knew what he would say if that day came. You know, that's just me. I don't gotta.
I wonder where that picture came from. Like who resurfaced it?
I want to know who broke it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who exposed? Who brought it to the light? Because you know,
I see that's some blackmailing stuff right there. You can get away with.
And it's 65 years old.
Yeah.
You know, did they discover it just recently? And somebody was looking at the picture like, hey, because even if I would have saw that picture,
You wouldn't know who Jerry
I wouldn't
Jones
know
was
it was Jerry Jones.
14,
Yeah, so maybe somebody was trying to light into him. You know what I'm
Somebody,
saying?
I mean, I seen a movie once where it was a friend of a friend that came into the home and stole the picture.
Yeah.
And you didn't ever know that might have been part of his whole collection in his own home.
Yeah. I just believe that, and like I say, this is me, man. I don't have no proof of this. I'm just talking, but I think that he knew that if it ever came up, he would.
What he gonna do?
No, he was ready for it. You know, that's just my opinion on, because it seemed just like he was just bing.
Yeah.
And he tried to portray that old sweet old man demeanor. Well, that was just a young, curious little boy, and he said, "I'm glad." He said something along the line, "I'm glad we're not in that place no more."
Gee.
Where you live at?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's just basically sort of what you were doing year before last.
Yeah, like when do we move out of that place? You know, the lease ain't up on that place.
That's why your team is called America's favorite team.
Man, look, man.
Because you stick to those traditional ideas.
Yeah, and I know it's conflicting for a lot of y'all, you know, because I understand, you know, I'm a sport. Look, you're not gonna get no hypocrisy out your boy, because I'm a self-admitted one of the biggest sports fans that you're gonna ever come across. Football, basketball. I watch it
too. Yeah.
You know, so I know that it's conflicting to the masses, especially black people. You white folks don't care. If you had that mind frame, if you are a white person in America who agrees with the thoughts and the movements of a Jerry Jones, the movements and thoughts of a Donald Sterling, the movements and thoughts of a Donald Trump or whoever you can come across,
Charles
then
Barkley.
you could kill that. You could. No, you ain't. You know, but the thing is, you don't care because you like, yeah, Jerry, good for you. Yeah, Donald Sterling, good for you. Yeah, Brett Favre, good for you. Whoever it is, you know, yeah, we gon', like I say, they thinking we gonna be on code for hours.
Yeah.
You know, so hey man, I get it. But as a black person who enjoys watching football on a Sunday, it's been a tradition in your family.
Forever, yeah.
You know, all that. It's conflicting especially if you a fan of the Dallas Cowboys, if you a fan of the Texans, because we can't forget what Bob McNair said a few years ago.
Who's out there on that one?
You know, you can't forget what he said. You know, so so Jerry Jones is just the most prominent one. He's just the most famous one. He's the most outspoken one. The one who's out front.
More about it.
Because he loves the cameras and the microphones.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I would be willing to challenge the average person to just name me. We could go get a random person off the street and say, man, I give you $5,000 if you just real quick, without Google, and you got 30 seconds, name me 15 NFL owners. Tell me their names.
Yeah, you ain't gonna be able to do that.
Ain't gonna be able to do that because they not out front. I can't do it.
Yeah.
You know, they're not as out front. I know the one we got here in Houston, McNair's son now.
Yeah, Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones and the other racist guy from
New England?
Washington, Daniel Snyder.
Okay, I know the one from New England.
Kraft.
Yeah, Kraft.
The one that got caught in the in the little the whole house with the prostitutes.
Now after that, I don't know too many.
It gets thin after that. It gets thin. So that's my point. I look, the Cincinnati Bengals and the Rams played in the Super Bowl last year. I could not tell you either one of their owners. Could not tell you. Have no freaking clue who owns those teams. So the point I'm making is that Jerry Jones is a prominent figure. He's a big name guy. He likes to be out front and have his name and face out there. Yeah. So as a fan, it puts pressure on a lot of the black fans because you'll still be watching football Sunday.
Yeah.
I'll still be watching football Sunday. He'll still be watching football Sunday. But the truth of the matter is, okay, that's cool. But what you don't need to do is start trying to remix and justify and I'd rather you just say, look, man,
my hypocrisy.
Well, it wouldn't be hypocrisy if you do this.
Mm-hmm.
He's a dirty, rotten racist, if you feel that way. Some of them might not feel that way. But if you feel that way, man, this dude's a racist. I know all them cats is racist, man. I feel that way. I just enjoy the sport.
Yeah.
I just enjoy the sport. You know, I like to see, cause that's my take on, even with the NBA. I like to see my brothers and sisters, dunking and scoring and playing ball. I'm into that. Yeah. But I can't be a fool at the same time. I can't be oblivious at the same time. And I cannot place my love for that form of entertainment over the cause that my people, in the fight that my people, I can't do that. No. If it meant that the NBA and all that crap had to be removed from me tomorrow, then so be it.
I've done it for a year.
I did too.
Yeah.
I did too, man. You know, and people was conflicted on that. Now, you know, I ain't gonna lie, it wouldn't. It would have been hard if it was the NBA. I ain't gonna lie. Football wasn't hard for me to
once a week
shut down. Yeah. And I'm just not as into football like I used to be. You know, but the fact of the matter is, man, regardless of what, even if it was basketball, I would have had to shut it down.
You got to stand for something.
Yeah,
once you know better, you got to do better.
Without a doubt, without a doubt, man. And you have to always be ready to abandon this ship. See, we all have been bit by this Western bug.
Let's go.
So there are so many things in this American society, in this American culture, that we have fell in love with. That we love it. Social media, the sport and the play,
soda,
the singing, the dance, the food, right? All these different things, all these different aspects that things that are generated in Western society that we have fell in love with. Even those of us who claim to be conscious, even those of us who say, "Well, man, I'm power to the people," whatever you claim. Trust me, the majority of us are still immersed in the BS.
Exactly.
Right? So it would be an adjustment. Okay, who you are, what you say, it would be an adjustment to just shut all that out. But we have to train our minds to be ready to do that because this world is on the way out.
Yeah.
So we clinging to a world that's on the way out.
Yeah.
So what kind of sense do that make? You know, so you got to jump off that ship, or at least be prepared to have the things you need to jump off that ship when the time comes when all hell done broke loose and it's sinking. Which is sinking now, but when it starts making its descent, the final descent, you get caught up on straddling that fence, man, and worrying about, man, I love America. America don't love you.
You just start getting comfortable being uncomfortable.
And that's the whole key. That's the whole key. How many of us would really leave? You know, how many of us would really see? And even to the conscious community, it's like those of us we'll talk about believing in separation. You know, and I stand on that. Like, I believe in what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, that we need to separate. Black people need to separate from this, just remove ourselves. You know, but even those who may not subscribe to it in the way that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad lays it out, there have been back to Africa movements before in this country among black people and all that. Right, all that. So in 2022, anybody, those of us who would say, well, yeah, man, America is a evil, murderous, hypocrite nation, and they do nothing but destroy us and kill us and mistreat us. In a program or formula was put together, and a program was set up for us to make some form of exodus. I'm just making something up out of America, because the separation that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad talks about, it don't represent a separation from America. It represents we separating, but we're gonna still be here. Y'all need to come off some of the states.
Yeah, that's what you said.
You know, but how many of us would do that?
They wouldn't even do that. Man.
See, they say, look, you ain't gotta leave the states, but we gonna get about 20 of these boys for ourselves, and it's just gonna be us. We gonna separate. Man, I ain't gonna say you'd be surprised, 'cause I know you wouldn't.
A lot of people don't. A lot of our people don't like being around our people.
Yeah.
A lot of times, even in the areas, if a lot of our people come together, that is what they say breaks down the neighborhood value, the value of the neighborhood.
Yeah, they've been taught that by the enemy. It's like, at the end of the day, it's like, man, look, we've been bit by the same snake. But I ain't speaking about the bougie black folks.
Yeah.
I'm talking about those of us who say we conscious. If it all broke down tomorrow and they had to come get your conscious behind off of your high-paying, nice job that you got, you know, you out of your nice little cul-de-sac in your neighborhood that you stay in, you know, but you standing on it, man. Oh man, yeah, I believe in this. That's separating the. What you gonna do? Are you gonna say, hold on, wait a minute, time out. I'm gonna need about 2 months to get everything. Like, no, we going today.
Yeah.
You know, you know, so we have to adjust our minds, bro, to be able to drop it all whenever it comes. You know,
like that. And that can be done in a lot of formats, because a lot of times in just life in general, you need to have that kind of concept as well too. Yeah, like, don't get used to what they're giving you. You're willing to drop it all at the right time for the right purpose.
That's the training ground. That's the everyday aspects of life. That's the training ground. Because, like you say, at any moment, you can just be enjoying something, and then it come to an end. It's like, oh, think about a child, bro.
Let's go.
Think about a child, or I'm gonna do it on 2 levels.
Okay.
Think about a parent that's, you know, hey man, he's struggling. He bad at getting by, or she's bad at getting by, but she got 2 young children, and now she done got into this apartment, and now, man, these children in the neighborhood, they got friends and stuff. They going to school, they enrolled in school. Then 3 months later, some done went left. We gotta move out this apartment. Gotta take these children out to school. We gotta move way to another part of town. That's an adjustment for them children that they have to make. They had no choice to make, you know, but they had to do it. So now they, like I say, you gotta get comfortable being uncomfortable. Now, on another scale, even with our $1 million slaves, our brothers and sisters in sports, It don't matter if you making $25, $30 million a year.
Yeah.
If they take the mark, hey man, we trading you to New England.
You gotta go.
You've been living in Houston for 4 years. Your children in school. You gone.
Yeah.
You know. So all of those things are examples of just on a small level of how, you know, that's a culture shock. But on a big important scale, when the stakes is really high, when it's life or death, when it's survival, in a world that's going out, a new world that's coming in, man, I'm scared to think what some of these cats would do.
Yeah.
You know, I'm scared to think, bro. You know, we all have to ask ourselves those kind of questions, man, because this country has placed us in a false sense of security. We feel like, oh, man, I'm good. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. But
You hooked on a grocery store. You know, you hooked on their system at all times. You feel like you're doing okay.
Man, since you say grocery store, bro. See, that's another thing, man. See, what happens when this whole thing just shuts down?
Exactly.
You know, this whole system that we used to getting up and I need a loaf of bread, man. Let me go over here and
get the bread, yeah.
Oh man, let me get some milk while I'm here. Let me do this. But when the day comes when you get in the car to do that and you pull up and the grocery store is boarded up.
Yeah, what do you do now?
Or you get to the grocery store and there's a line of people. See, we get small examples of that type of shock when a storm is coming.
Yep.
Hurricane,
Flood,
something's coming in, and you see the shelves empty.
Gas
you see
gone.
people, gas gone, people in lines. And it's a gas station around the corner got gas. You pull up, it's 80 cars in there, and they say, oh man, you can only get $20 max. You know, so you get a glimpse of seeing the breakdown of a world in crisis when certain natural disasters hit, but that's just a small peek at how it will really be one day.
Exactly.
How do we adjust? See? So now we are living off the fruits of this world. Like when I heard LeBron at the press conference talking about the Jerry Jones situation, he was saying, man, you know, I want to use my name, my power. The word power stood out to me when he said that, because in my mind I'm like, okay, he do got some power.
Right? Yeah.
But his power was given to him by the real power.
Yeah.
And their power was given to them and allowed to be utilized by the real power, which is God himself. God allowed these devils to do what they're doing. He put them in that position. You know, to put that fire that's being placed upon us, he allowed that.
The devil roams the earth.
So without a doubt, I like to say, he's been the topic of this whole conversation. He owns the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, we have to get to a point where we understand that, bro, you got a lot of money, bro.
Yeah.
You got a lot of money. And you do have some power if you figure out how to use that influence and that little money you got in order to generate true power and raise up the consciousness of your people, then that's gonna be the power.
Yeah.
You know, when you get that, when we breed that generation of non-apologetic,
It's coming.
boy, it's coming. It's really already here. They just got to get the information. We just got to upload the info.
We seen it with Ferguson.
Yeah.
When Ferguson was going on, and they were shutting down the malls and shutting down it. They coming.
Yeah, man.
I'm so proud of them.
You know, man, I was too. Man, you know, but it's like we just have to, you know, keep the fire burning.
Yeah.
And not be reactive.
Be proactive.
Yeah, it's like we can't wait till something happens before we just jump into that kind of action. We got to already be ready for that type of situation, man. So
We already planned and ready to go.
yeah, without a doubt, without a doubt.
How many of us is that right now? How many of us is ready to go? Planned, got stuff already put away.
Yeah, man. See, because we in the exiting world, man. We in the exiting world, and the biggest problem, it's gonna be hard enough to get off the sinking ship. See, when the Titanic was sinking,
Yeah.
there were people who knew immediately
What to do?
the extent of the damage.
Okay.
They knew from the jump that, okay, this thing that hit an iceberg, and the designer of the ship, he went down and he assessed the damage, and based on the fact that he was the designer of the ship and he knew what the ship could withstand, he was able to tell the captain, hey man, according to what I'm seeing and how many compartments have been breached, this ship only got 2 hours, bro. So there was a small brain trust of individuals who knew the doom that was coming. Meanwhile, you got 1,500 other passengers on the ship. They don't know.
Yeah.
So they're being told, everything's
fine.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, don't worry.
The
This
band's
is a
still
precaution.
playing.
Yeah, all this
Yeah.
stuff. The band's still playing and all this. So we're just gonna take y'all down. We bring everybody up in the morning, and even when you know you're not guaranteed to make it off, but it gives you a better chance when you kind of know. But if you don't know, you really at a loss. You really in bad shape. So the key is to accumulate as much knowledge as we can about this place we in, this world we live in. That's why we covering this subject tonight. This subject is being covered again just to bring attention to the fact that if you didn't already know, which a lot of y'all do. A lot of y'all know. A lot of y'all sitting around like, man, what else is new? America is hypocritical. But believe it or not, it's a lot of people that don't. So examples have to be shown and given to make them see and go, okay, I see where you're going with this. And history is one of the best teachers of that. Distant history and recent history and what we see going on currently, man. So that's where we at, man. You got anything else, man? Anything else to add to it before we shut it down? We ain't gonna hold y'all long tonight.
Yeah, you spoke up about it a lot, though. I think you did. You handled that perfect, man.
Man, it's all love, man.
Yeah.
Again, we want to thank y'all, man. Continue to support the podcast, and continue to respect the hustle, because you like I say, you looking at some free niggers up in here right now.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? And that's always the goal. And if we can inspire other people to try to break free from the plantation, whatever your plantation might be.
Exactly.
'Cause everybody have had one, got one, or not old enough, and eventually are gonna grow into ending up on one.
Exactly. All it takes is life and circumstances.
Yep.
Yeah.
Come on.
When somebody got the hold over you, and you gotta wait till they say you can do something.
Yeah. Oh man.
As a grown man, as an adult, sometimes we ain't used to that. But they got two different people. You got the type of an employee, but you got a type of an employer sometimes. Yeah. So employees are useful too.
Yeah.
But that mindset sometimes I can't have that. I gotta eat what I kill.
Right.
Yeah.
It's about everything got a place, man.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's when I think of bosses and employees, I don't always look at it from just what we know the definition of those two words to be. I try to look at it from the standpoint of leaders and followers, and in terms of the boss being a leader and those employees being what I call good followers.
Yeah.
Good followers. Because the word follower always gets a bad rap. Man, I ain't no follower, I don't follow.
Yeah.
No. If you following good leadership, you will eventually become a leader.
You're moving.
You're growing.
Yeah.
So you educating yourself under good leadership, I'll follow that all day long. So don't get caught up in that. I ain't no follower. I don't follow no man. Because even when you say that, you lying.
Exactly. Every boss been a follower.
And everybody and every so-called free thinker and all these people. Look, your ideology of the term free thinker, you got that from somebody.
Exactly.
When nobody's talking about free thinkers 20, 30, 40, 50, you heard somebody say that.
Yeah.
So we all follow. it's about what we choose to follow. And again, there's nothing wrong with following something that can be beneficial to making you, turning you into a leader.
Yeah, even bosses follow other instructors, organizations. You know, we do that all day. So,
man, look, how do you
stay following?
How do you become a boss, man? You know, and a good boss wants to create other bosses.
Exactly.
You know, I can't have a brilliant person working up under me, and then I just have the selfishness in my heart to feel like I want to forever keep him on my hip. I need to look and say, man, this dude here, he ready to. This too small for him. He need his own.
Yeah, we need to branch out.
Yeah, he need to go. He need to get away from me and go do your thing, bro. Yeah. You are only with me for a time. It's like a child in a household.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, yeah, you've done everything. You've instilled everything you can in that child. You know, he's 42. He's still living there. Like, nah, you know, when he's ready. I ain't saying kick him out at 18. I don't believe in that. Yeah. You know, I believe, you know, when a child is ready, then let them go. Yeah. But you know, maturity comes in different stages, in different ages, for different people. But on the same token, man, you don't want to pull out some uncooked food.
Exactly.
It ain't. Put it back in the oven.
Yeah.
Let it get right.
Yeah.
Just because the recipe said take it out in 15 minutes. Well, I checked it in 15 minutes. It's not ready.
Yeah.
It said 15 minutes. 18, he grown. He got to go. Nah, we can't do it like that.
An example of one of the good examples I got a shout out I got to give. Yeah. You said that bosses that try to mature you to be your own boss.
Right.
Shout out to Houston Style Magazine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Houston Style.
Yeah, Houston Style Magazine. Yeah, Francis Page. Man, because that's exactly what he did. He got me from college, showed me what I needed to do.
Yeah.
And then help, you know, finance and everything. That's
come on.
Yeah.
Shout out, man.
Generational wealth, though.
Come on, man.
Generational
wealth. This the new generational wealth, y'all. The new definition, man. Yeah. Going by Keisto, y'all don't steal it. He gonna sue you. You know. So we appreciate y'all, man, for coming and checking us out. Be sure to share these videos and spread the word, and any parts of it that can help you and be a benefit to you. Yeah. Hey, man, feel free, man. This is what it's for.
Yeah, this is just the beginning, too, man. Yeah, we finna be kicking in the door with a whole bunch of more of this here. Man. Real talk from real people.
I don't even think, we ain't even started making y'all mad yet. I ain't gonna feel like we doing nothing until the world is outraged.
Yeah. We need to get canceled once or twice.
We just, I'm saying, y'all gotta try. Y'all gotta try to cancel us. You know, so it is what it is, man. But once again,
shout out! We will be putting up a website as well. Undergrounddialogue.com is coming.
And man, look, we got some merch that's gonna blow y'all mind.
Yeah, we coming. So hopefully by the time this is out, y'all see this, we'll be up and running.
Yeah, it's gonna blow y'all. When y'all see the merch, y'all gonna be wanting to just dive through the screen.
We got something coming for you, man. We building, man. We building. So watch as we grow.
Already, man. It's your big brother K Reno, man.
It's your boy Keisto.
Underground Dialogue Podcast, where the name speaks for itself. We'll catch y'all again next week, man. One love.
Peace.
What's up, man? It's your big brother K Reno. And check this out, man. The Underground Dialogue Podcast is offering advertising opportunities, man. You can promote your business, you can promote your video, your song, whatever it is that you have, man. Reach out to us if you're interested in promoting on the Underground Dialogue Podcast. All you got to do is email us at undergrounddialoguepodcast@gmail.com. Get it.